Kayla, and I'm here to lead us through our morning practice today. As I said before, in the chat, there is a playlist if you want to use that. Of course, you do not have to. Something else that you would like to use, or your breath, you can also use that for your music today. But we'll go ahead and get started right away. So if you would like, you can start however you like for your first few breaths. Maybe seated, maybe you want to lie down, maybe you want to take child's pose. This is yogi's choice. So whatever you're feeling right now, go ahead and start to move into that position. As you start to make your way there, maybe just start to notice if you're thinking about if this was the right pose that you should choose, and letting that go. So we don't have to worry too much about those nitpicky moments. We really want to focus in on the choices that we make, and then really accepting those. It can be a really challenging time where we have trouble accepting the moment, where we want to change things. But in today's practice, I really want to work with accepting where we are. And on our mats, we can feel frustration. We can feel sometimes tired or fatigued. And these aren't things that are necessarily bad. So really let yourself enjoy how you arrived today. And by doing so, you may notice that you have a better sense of growth and a better sense of where you are in this moment to help you through this time. Maybe even for today, you let that be your intention. But starting with our breath, maybe giving a little more awareness to how you're breathing right now. And as we start to work with that acceptance, maybe just let your breath be as it is for a few rounds. Not trying to change it, not trying to critique it, but just noticing it. And as you breathe in and out, you can feel the breath moving your belly. You can feel it moving in and out through your nose. So let yourself just feel what that is. And from there, instead of changing or thinking of changing it, maybe instead you try to enhance the breath. So wherever your breath is at, could you just allow it to be a little bit more? That could be that you allow your breath to be deeper. It could just be that you let your breath be a little bit more aware, taking over all of your thoughts. And as you start to settle into that enhanced breath, coming back to that intention that you're starting to think of, and maybe that's the idea of acceptance, and maybe it's something else. Whatever it is, though, we'll take 3 rounds of breath and start to solidify that intention together. So you can begin just by letting all of your air out. Take a breath in through the nose, and exhale it out through the mouth. We'll do that again, breathing in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Last breath, breathe in and holding there at the top just for a beat or two. Feeling that breath, maybe taking in just a little bit more, and exhale it out. You can now begin to find your breath in and out through the nose using Ujjayi breath if that's something that you have in your practice today. We'll gently start to find some movement, making our way to a cross-legged seat. So you may already be there, but if you're not there yet, you can start to move yourself into a cross-legged position at the top of your mat. Now, as we come into this position, you may notice that it's a little uncomfortable at first. If you want to take a pillow or any sort of prop like a block, you can take that underneath your sit bones to help you sit down here a little easier. Otherwise, lifting through the spine, noticing if you can grow a little bit taller from the base, your tailbone up, and feeling that strength of core support you. We'll reach the arms up overhead from there, still maintaining that engagement from our core. And as you exhale, just place the right hand down, lift your left arm up and over towards the right. Feeling that stretch into your left side ribs more so than you're trying to lift off of your hips. Inhale brings the arms back up to center. And as you exhale, please see now your left hand down, the right arm reaches up and then over. If you like to, you can even change where your gaze is at to help stretch the neck. We'll do that one more time. So reach both arms up again. And as you exhale, right hand comes back down. Reach the left arm over. Now you can stay like this, or if you want a little twist, you can start to drop down your left shoulder. It's like you're squaring your shoulders to your mat and still reach that left arm towards the right. We'll come back up to center, both arms up, and the left hand comes down again. Reach the right arm over. Maybe stay like this, or maybe you start to drop that right shoulder. It's like you're squaring shoulders down to your mat, pulling that right arm over. Inhale, comes back to center, and as you exhale, you can bring your hands down. We'll move to tabletop, so you can cross over your ankles. If you have a prop, go ahead and just place it to the side for now. As we find our tabletop, bring your wrists under your shoulders, the knees under your hips, finding a nice stable balance here. If you can, spread your fingers out just a little wider and feel the grip of the finger pads into your mat. From there, as this begin to lift your tailbone up, the gaze comes up, moving into your cow pose. As you exhale, lift your core up and in, arch through the back, finding your cat. Inhale, back through to your cow pose. Gaze can lift, or you can close the eyes. Exhale, lifts your spine up to the ceiling. Again, let your head gaze down towards the legs, cat. Inhale, back through to the cow pose. Exhale into your cat. One more time, inhaling through to your cow. Exhaling to cat. Return to your tabletop position here now. Again, engaging from our center, our core. Here comes my cat. You can reach your left arm forwards in front of you as if you're shaking someone's hand, and extend the right leg back behind so that you're keeping the toes lifted, but you're keeping all 5 of those back toes pointed towards the earth. So the pinky edge side of your right toe should also be facing downwards. We're holding here, using the core to keep us stable, lifting that up and in. Not worrying about how high we lift the back leg, but worrying about how stable we feel here. Noticing if the breath starts to get lost, can you enhance it just a little bit more? Stay for one more breath in. As you exhale, place your left hand down. We're going to keep the right leg lifted, but bend into your right knee. Feeling that heel push up to the sky. From there, we'll take little pulses, lifting and lowering that the right heel. Noticing a little bit of engagement into our glutes here. We'll stay for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it right there. Curl your left toes under and just hover your left knee off of the earth. It's like a floating tabletop. Stay right there in little pulses for 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted. Now begin to press into your left leg, extending your right leg back, 3-legged dog. If you'd like to here, you can open up your hips. Maybe just circling the ankle a little bit, pressing the earth away so that you can lengthen through the tailbone a little higher. One more breath here, and we'll find those squared hips again in our 3-legged dog. Exhale, draws the knee towards your nose, feeling that arch of the spine like we did for cat. Inhale, lifts your leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, re-lengthen. Last time, knee to nose, hold it there. Maybe lift it up and in a little higher. As you exhale, we'll step that right foot through, low lunge. You can drop your back knee down here as we set up for a little modified low lunge. Noticing if you want to get a little movement in, you can come onto your finger pads. As you're ready though, press into that right foot strong so that you can then begin to lift one hand and then the other on top of your right thigh. Getting into a proposal pose here. Still press into that right foot and notice if that left knee can press down a little firmer. As you press that left knee down, can you imagine the left knee moving forwards, the right heel moving back? Stay for a breath in and a full breath out. You can take the arms overhead if you wish, working into that modified crescent, still engaging through the feet, engaging from the base and moving that lengthening upwards. One more breath here. Exhale, hands come down, framing your front foot and start to straighten through your right knee. You can take that as deep as you like. So if you need to move your right foot forwards a little bit, you can do that. Straightening out through the leg, but it can have a little bend into your right knee. Holding here. Maybe pressing a little firmer into your right heel to enhance that sensation. With an inhale, we'll press forwards again into our low lunge. Curl the back toes, lift your back knee, and step your left foot forwards, moving into a forward fold. Take your time here to find that inhale, halfway lift. You can keep the knees bent. Exhale, folds you deeper down. You can toe heel feet wider now for a ragdoll pose, grabbing opposite elbows, swaying a little bit from side to side. If you like, you can also shake your head yes and mindfully no. As you exhale, release your hands to the earth again and toe heel your feet closer towards each other if you moved it. With an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now take your time. We'll start to rise up into a mountain pose, sweeping the arms overhead. Excellent. Keeping the strength here of our feet. So as we press the feet into the earth, we're lifting the kneecaps upwards so that we can find more engagement from our core. Take one more breath in. Exhale, forward fold brings you right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands. We'll step back into a high plank pose. Now you may stay right here in your high plank. You may drop the knees to a modified plank. We're holding here though, just to gain a little bit of awareness into our core again. Now if you want, you can stay like this in some stillness. If you want some movement though, start to hinge forwards like you're coming onto tippy toes. Now begin to pull the heels back, feeling that strength and activation through your calves. Inhale, hinges forwards. Exhale, hinge back. One more time, hinge forwards. Exhale, hinges you back. Now from here, we'll all drop the knees to the earth, taking a few chaturanga push-ups. So nice long spine, chest pulls forwards. As you exhale, lower just about halfway down. Press yourself back up. We'll do that again here. Exhale lowers you just about halfway. Inhale presses you up. Exhale lowers you halfway. Hold. Notice the engagement of your core, belly button hugging up and in, engaging even through your legs here. Inhale lifts you back up. This time we'll lower all the way to the earth. So come on all the way down to your belly. Nice. As you arrive there, stay there, but keep your hands under your shoulders. We'll lift it up into a baby cobra. Chin and chest just start to hover and lift. As you exhale, release, let that go. Doing that again, inhale, lifts you back up into that baby cobra. Pull the elbows back, squeeze the shoulders together. Exhale, release, let it go. One more time, lift it up. Hold it here. This time, maybe even hover your hands just to test out that strength of your back body. One more breath in. Exhale, release, let it go. Now curl the toes under. We're moving just to tabletop here. So go ahead, press your way up, and we'll go ahead and take that exact same thing on the other side. So this time it's the right arm reaching forwards. Take your left leg and extend it back. As you feel that engagement happening from your core, maybe you drop that left hip just a little bit more so that you can feel the left toes point downwards. Staying here and pressing the earth away with your left hand. One more breath in. Exhale brings your right hand down. You can go ahead and bend into your left knee and start to find those little pulses here, warming up into the glutes. You can flex through your left foot. This helps to sort of activate more through the leg. We'll stay like this for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Curl your right toes under and hover your right knee. Core is active here as we find those pulses again. Staying just like this for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Straighten through your right leg and left leg reaches to the sky, three-legged dog. Maybe opening up your hips here. Maybe just a little bit of movement into the ankle. Feeling the tailbone lift up to the sky. Pressing into your hands to help lift your tailbone higher. With an exhale, we'll draw the knee towards the nose again, feeling that engagement through our back body. Inhale, lifts your leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, catting our backs. Inhale, re-lengthen one more time, knee to nose, hold it here this time. Lift it up. Exhale, steps through low lunge. You can drop your back knee to the earth again. Starting to set up into that modified low lunge. You can come onto your finger pads. Maybe a little bit of movement. Really activate through that left heel though as you start to press your way up into proposal pose. Again, we want to make sure as we press into that left foot, the right knee is also supporting us here, activating through the quad of our right side. You can stay right here or reach your arms up to the sky. Working on keeping that activation from our core, tall spines here. As you exhale, bring your hands down and start to straighten through your left leg. Again, you don't have to keep that leg totally straight. It's okay to have a little micro bend. Just feeling the left heel push down into the earth. Working on getting that left hip to pull back. Really helping to stretch the hamstring out here. Inhale, presses you forwards again. We'll curl the back toes, lift your back knee, and step your back foot forwards to a forward fold. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale lifts you up to mountain pose. We'll take a breath here, so take your time to get there. Next exhale brings you back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back to high plank pose. Now again, you can stay with your knees lifted or drop them to the earth. We're gonna lower ourselves to the belly once more. As you exhale, begin to lower yourself, elbows hugging in, chin touches the earth and then the chest. Inhale lifts you into cobra. If you'd like to, you can also take that to upward facing dog. We'll carefully make our way back to downward facing dog from there. Go ahead and take a round of breath here. We'll start to move through our sun A's, our simple sun A's now. So to prepare, take a breath in, full breath out. Inhale to look forwards. Exhale, step yourself forwards to the top of your space, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, mountain pose, reach the arms high. Exhale, forward fold, brings you right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back, high plank pose. Hold for a breath in. Now you can lower it to the belly or halfway if you prefer. That then lifts you into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, takes the hips back, downward facing dog. Nice, take a breath in here and a full breath out. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, starts to step your way forwards, top of the space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back, high plank. Lower to your degree of your vinyasa and take it back to down dog as you're ready. Nice, inhale, look forwards. Exhale, step or hop to the front of the space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, brings you back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back. High plank to low plank. Meet back in down dog. We'll stay here this time. So when you arrive in downward facing dog, you can choose to stay here or you can drop the knees, take a sip of water, take a child's pose. Your chance to just sort of come back to that breath that we originally started with. We'll move forwards into our next flow though in about 2 breaths. So take your time, but we'll meet in downward facing dog. Preparing by inhaling, looking forwards. Exhale, step it forwards, top of the space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arrive into your chair pose. So now our hips sink back as the arms reach forwards. Noticing if you can keep that weight into your heels. So really dropping the hips down to help with that. Getting that core to engage, maintaining that nice long spine. Hands can always come to the heart. You can reach them up or you can reach them forwards. Just notice what feels better for the breath. Now from here, we're gonna get a little bit balancy here. You can start by just hovering your left foot. So we hover our left foot and we're in a one-legged chair now. Notice if that weight can stay balanced here, maybe sinking the hips even further back. Carefully lower your left foot down. We'll switch our sides. So right leg is now going to lift and hover. Great. You can take that as deep as you want, maybe letting your hips drop deeper. Maybe your foot isn't that much off the ground. You can keep the toes on the ground. We'll exhale, release your right foot. Doing that one more time each side. Left foot lifts. Hold it here. Check out that breath. Exhale, lowers your left foot. Right foot lifts. Hold it there. Maybe sink hips deeper. Breathe in. Exhale, lowers the right foot. Stay here for a breath in. Exhale, forward fold, releases your torso down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands. You can step back into a vinyasa or just a downward facing dog. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Nice. So in downward dog, right leg lifts up high. Three-legged dog, maybe feeling that heel pull to the back of the room. As you exhale, draw the foot through to a low lunge. When you get there into your low lunge, you can keep the back knee lifted this time. Right arm reaches to the sky for a twist. Noticing here if you can keep that twist from the rib cage, not so much your low back. Next, now from here, again, working into some balance, you can start to press into that right foot a little firmer so that your left hand starts to lift. Eventually lifting our way all the way up into our full crescent twist. We're gonna do that again though. So lowering that left hand back down, keeping that twist as you land it. Awesome, one more time, lift yourself all the way back up. Nice. Great, now we'll hold this twist here. So feeling that core hug up and in, maybe even starting to feel that left rib cage start to pull forwards towards the front of your mat. You can keep the gaze to your back hand, you can keep it forwards, what works best for your balance. Now with the breath in, we're going to start to reach the arms up, legs straighten, and exhale, warrior two. Little dance move there. So establish your warrior two, bending into that front knee, really committing to the bend here. And as you settle that front knee downwards, can you keep your back leg as strong and active as your front leg? Arms are reaching out to like a T. Flip your right palm and reverse your warrior up and back. Noticing again that front knee stays exactly where it was. Maybe even letting your hips drop down a little deeper. Feel that tailbone somewhat tuck under you so that you can feel the core engage and keep you supported. One more breath here. Exhale, windmills the hands down. Frame your front foot. Right foot steps back to high plank. You can take that into your vinyasa flow or skip it. Take it down dog instead or child's pose even. We'll meet in down dog to go through that on the other side. Starting with the left leg lifting up high here, three-legged dog. Exhale, steps the foot all the way through, low lunge. Next, now again, we'll stay here with the knee lifted or lowered as we lift then our left arm to the sky. Next, working on finding that twist from the upper body. Lengthening the spine forwards is going to help you to twist deeper. Staying like this, but pressing firmer into our left foot, so now we can hover our right hand and lift it on up. Don't worry about how wobbly that transition is. Worry about keeping that smile on your face instead. Next, still tall through the spine here. We're going to do that again. Lowering this time the right hand all the way down to the earth. Keep that twist open. One more time, lifting all the way back up. Feeling that confidence as you arrive. And settling a little deeper if you can. Take one more breath in and full breath out. Inhale, straightens through the legs and opens the arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Next, turn myself around, getting yourself prepared here in warrior two, letting that bend happen into the front knee, gradually letting those hips start to open up a little bit more. As you are ready, settle into that front knee, flip your left palm and reverse your warrior. Finding that same length that we did at the beginning of class. So it's almost like we're going from our hip up. So we don't want that hip to lift. We want it to stay where it is. But finding space then through our left rib cage. One more breath in. Exhale, hands windmill down to the earth. Left foot steps back. And you can take your vinyasa flow from there. All right, we're going to go through that flow again with our breath a little bit quicker, but you can always take it at your own pace if you prefer. And we're going to include one of those chair poses too. So to start us off, inhale, look forwards. Exhale, step or hop front of the space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, sink your hips, reach the arms. Great. This time we'll start with our right foot hovering. Sink a little deeper. Lower right foot, switch out sides, left foot lifts, sink a little deeper. Left foot lowers, one more time, right foot lifts, whoop, and sink a little deeper. Right foot lowers, left foot lifts, sink those hips. Left foot lowers, breathe in, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back to high plank pose. There's your choice, vinyasa, high plank, or downward facing dog. Meeting in downward facing dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, steps your foot through low lunge. Inhale, right arm reaches, twist. Hold that twist as you be prepared to lift off into your full crescent twist. Just once this time, we'll stay right here. Breathe in, straighten through the legs. Exhale, opens your hips up, warrior two. Take a breath to settle, and as you inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands windmill down, frame your front foot. Right foot steps back to take your flow. Awesome. Meeting back in downward dog, left leg lifts. Exhale, steps your foot through low lunge. Inhale, left arm reaches, twist. And as you're ready, rise up into that full crescent twist. Take a breath in, straight through the legs. Exhale, opens you up, warrior two. Settle there, and as you inhale, reverse your warrior back. Exhale, windmills the hands to frame your front foot, left foot steps back. Taking your choice of flow, remembering that you don't always have to do the same thing. Meeting in downward dog, one more time through right leg lifts. Exhale, steps through low lunge. Inhale, right arm reaches, twist. Exhale, lifts you up, hold it there. With your breath in, reach the arms up. Exhale, opens up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands come down. Step back. Make your way through your flow with your breath. Take more breath as needed, but try not to hold it. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, steps through low lunge. Inhale, left arm reaches. As you exhale, start to make your way up to a tall spine. Breathe in, straighten through the legs, and exhale, opens you up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands windmill down, frame to the foot, and step it back. Awesome. This time as you come into downward facing dog, we'll stay here. So if you, again, want a drink of water, maybe you want to grab a towel, I don't know if you're sweaty or not. You can let me know with a thumbs up if you feel a little sweaty there. Otherwise, we'll meet in downward facing dog. All right, now it's lucky for you all that during this little quarantine party, I've been doing a lot of Pilates, and so I have a lot of new core exercises to try out with you guys. So to prepare ourselves, take an inhale, look forwards. Exhale, steps you forward to the top of the space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Nice. Now from here, we're just going to start to sink our hips all the way down to our mats. Easy. And from there, we'll lower all the way to our backs. Now, as you come onto your back, we'll bring our hands and we'll support our low backs here. So palms underneath, palms facing the earth, that is, hands underneath our low back. That's going to give us a little extra cushion, a little bit more range of motion. So from there, lift your legs up to the sky. Great. We'll take it easy at first. So just lowering yourself just about halfway down. Feel those heels pull forward to the front of the room. Inhale, lifts your legs up. Exhale, lowers your legs back down. Inhale, lifts you back up. Nice. Now keep moving at the same pace, but can you imagine here that there's a bit of resistance? So it's almost as if you're moving your legs through quicksand. Doing this 3 more times. We'll hold those legs out at the last one. Last 2. Last 1. Hold it there. Pointing the toes, flex your toes. Now here, you can stay with point and flex, or you can start to scissor your legs. Like a little, like one leg on top, one leg on bottom action. Nice. We'll stay like this for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach those legs back up to the sky. And now we're gonna bring our heels together, toes out. As you exhale, draw your knees in towards you. Exhale, pushes those heels forwards at an angle. Inhale, knees draw in. Exhale, heels press forward. So that whole time my feet are staying in the same shape. I'm drawing my knees in and I'm pushing out my legs wide. Nice. Keeping that same pattern here. Noticing how it feels with those hands underneath you. Trying to keep your low back happy. Stay like this for 4, 3, 2, last time, push it out. Nice, draw your knees back in. You can remove your hands out from underneath you and give your knees a hug, a little sway from side to side. Awesome. One more little core exercise here. This time, as you're ready, you can lift your chin to your chest, feeling that engagement of your core, and keep your legs extended, but your right leg stays in, your left leg lowers. A little like scissors here. As you exhale, lift your left leg in, right leg lowers. Switch it out, and switch, and switch. Now you can do that with your head down if your neck is getting a little tired. We just want to make sure we're maintaining that engagement from our core. We'll add a little bit to this. So next time you draw your right foot in, keep it there. Keep your right leg. We're going to take our legs out wide and switch it out. And then we'll switch our legs 2 times. Keep the left leg in, and we'll switch it out. Left leg, right leg in, switch to left, switch to right, keep the right leg, and then widen your legs out so left leg's in. Do that a couple more times. A little brain challenge here this morning. It's a Saturday. We can't let ourselves just think that it's Saturday. Stay like this. One more time each side. So right leg in, switch it out left, right, left, switch your legs. Last time, left, right, and that time you can draw your knees in, relax your head down, a little sway from side to side. Whew. Awesome. When you are ready, you can rock and roll your way back up to a seat. We will meet back in our downward facing dog. Getting ready for our next amazing flow. Now this time, as we go through our flow, you can take a block, you can take a water bottle, and maybe place that at the top of your mat. Just warning you, we're going into some half moons, so if you like that sort of support, you can use really anything here, as long as it's tall and stable. So to prepare in our down dog, take a full breath in and a full breath out. Next breath in, lifts your right leg to the sky. As you exhale, draw that foot all the way through, low lunge. Inhale, right arm reaches to the sky. Looking a little familiar here. Start to lift your way up to a full crescent twist. This is where it's going to change though, so try not to let yourself just get into the rhythm. Now from here, bring both arms forwards, crescent lunge. Noticing how strong you can maintain yourself, your balance here. Exhale, airplane the arms sweeping back, chest leaning forwards. Still letting that gaze be steady somewhere in front of you so that you have a nice tall spine. Press a little firmer into that right foot, and as slowly as you can, lift your left toes for your full airplane pose. Woo. Get into that balance a lot here today. Feeling the chest lean forwards helps to lift your core up and in. Can you still maintain breath here? One more breath in. As you exhale, you can release your hands maybe to that block or water bottle, maybe to the earth. Standing splits. Now here in the standing splits, go ahead and bend into that left knee again. Flex your foot to the sky. We'll take those little pulses here. Working into that glute once more. Adding a little bit of dynamic into the standing split. For 3, 2, 1. This time, keep the knee bent, but hug your knee in towards your chest like you're making yourself into a tiny little ball. From there, drop your left foot to the earth. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Planting hands, step back to your high plank pose. Lower through your vinyasa or take it right back downward facing dog. Meet ourselves in downward facing dog. Other side, left leg lifts. Exhale, steps it through, low lunge. Left arm reaches, twist. And as you're ready, rise up to stand. Great, now again, staying right there. We'll bring that left arm forwards, or right arm forwards, I should say, to your, no, that's left hand forwards to your crescent. Strong through back leg as you exhale, airplane the arms. Chest is leaning forwards like you're hugging that core up and away from your left thigh. Now, as slow as you can, press into your left foot. Right toes press off the earth for your full airplane pose. Nice. Keeping that breath. Noticing if you can flex through your back foot to help maybe lift your leg a little higher. One more breath in. Exhale, hands to the earth, standing splits. Great, again, you can use that block or you can use that water bottle or hands to the earth. Bend into the right knee, flex through that foot in little pulses here. Taking that time to get into the glute for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the knee bent. Just hug your knee in towards your chest like a little tiny ball. And exhale, lands the foot forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Take your vinyasa if you'd like, or meet in downward facing dog. Nice. Come back to downward facing dog. We'll take a full breath in and a full breath out here. Inhale to look forwards. Exhale, step or hop to the front of the space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Returning to that chair pose, we'll start to sink our hips and reach the arms forwards. Keeping the left foot lowered, right foot lowered, left foot lifts just like we did before. Nice, we're in that one-legged chair. Now from here, straighten through your right leg and push that left heel forwards. Notice if you can lift that left heel a little higher while maintaining that flat back. Not leaning back, but rather tall spine, heel kicking forwards like a karate chop. Keep the foot hovered here as we sweep it back behind us, moving into that warrior 3 or airplane pose briefly. With an exhale, step it all the way back. We'll arrive into a warrior 2 pose. As you come into your warrior 2, again, bend and straighten as you need to. Inhale, reverses our warrior, flipping the palm back. Great, now from there, take it slow, half moon pose. Right arm reaches forwards, lowers it down so the left foot can lift. Take your time to get there. A block or a water bottle, again, is great underneath your hand. If you want to challenge your balance, you can try to gaze to the sky. Or maybe try to just move your head around a little bit. One more breath in. Exhale, step it all the way back, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill hands down, step right foot back, and there's your flow if you want to take it. Nice work. Inhale to look forwards rather. Exhale, step forwards, top of the space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Taking that chair pose again, reach the arms, sink your hips. Nice, so this time, it's the right foot lifting. Keep that foot hovered. Straighten through your left leg and extend your right heel forwards. It's like a karate chop forwards to your the front of your mat. Nice, keeping your balance, keeping right foot hovered, just sweep it back and take a brief warrior 3 or airplane pose here. Feeling that engagement still from the standing leg. Exhale, steps all the way back, warrior 2 pose. Readjust your stance, finding that nice heel to arch alignment in our feet. When you settle into that, begin to inhale, reverse your warrior back. Breathe in, preparing for half moon. Left arm forwards, maybe to a block, maybe to the earth. As we lift off of our right toes, flex through your right toes and feeling that heel lift to the sky. Nice, now again, you can lift your gaze. Maybe you want to try to hover your bottom arm. Just make sure wherever you are breathing. For one more breath in. Exhale, steps all the way back, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands windmill down, frame your foot, and step it back. Take your flow as you like. Meet in downward facing dog. All right, now we're gonna take those 2 flows and we're gonna smash them together and they're gonna become one. So, to prepare, take a full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, steps it through, low lunge. Next, inhale, right arm reaches. Little change here. So now, with that right arm lifted, we'll still lift our way all the way up to that crescent twist, but stay in your twist, but gaze forwards. The left hand will start to reach forwards and down, maybe to a block or a water bottle, so that you can lift off your left toes, revolved half moon. Noticing that twist happening from the upper ribs, Noticing the action of the glute to lift your leg higher and opening through the chest. Nice, one more breath in. Exhale, standing splits, hands release this time to the earth. Take a breath in here. Woo. As you are ready, we'll start to press our way up into our warrior three or airplane pose. Take a breath in, full breath out. One more inhale, exhale, big step back. We arrive, warrior two pose. As you get into that warrior two, adjust as you need to. Inhale to reverse our warrior. Exhale, half moon pose, right arm forwards, left leg lifts. You can stay there if you want to play with more balance. Maybe you can bend into that left knee. Start to reach your hand towards your left foot. You don't have to touch the foot, but if you have it, maybe then you can start to pull that heel towards your left hip and open up your hips, knee towards the ceiling. One more breath in. If you have that, release it. Exhale, step back, warrior two. Inhale, reverses your warrior. Exhale, windmill hands to the inside of your right foot. And we're going to move into a prasarita, so you can start to move your feet so that they are pointing towards the edges of your mat. And let yourself fold forwards here. If you're still craving sensation, you can always widen your stance a little bit wider. You can also use that block or water bottle again. This is just yogi's choice, so if you have something that you're playing with, maybe you want to get into your hips, you can bend into one knee, bend into the other. Perhaps a twist is what you prefer. Just a few more rounds of breath here. Take your time. We'll meet with our hands back underneath our nose. Take an inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, just walk your hands forwards to the front of your mat to frame your front foot, low lunge. Breath in here, exhale, steps right foot back. You can take your flow, but maybe you want to save that energy for our last flow. Awesome. Last side, here we go. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, steps your foot through, low lunge. Left arm reaches for a twist. Awesome. Again, we'll start to lift our way up to a tall spine. Stay right there, though. Keep your twist. Just turn your gaze forwards and down. Now there you might want your block or your water bottle to take then your right hand forwards to the earth and then right foot lifts. Noticing if you can keep your hips squared. Noticing if you can keep your chest open. It's all happening from our core. So feeling that lengthen and hug in. Maybe back foot lifts a little higher. Stay for a breath in and a full breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, lowers your left hand to the earth. Standing splits. Awesome. Now, beginning to move into that warrior three. Lifts your torso up. Hands to heart. Maybe arms back or forwards. Balancing as best you can here. Feeling the strength of that standing leg. It's okay to bend into the knee to help with it. One more breath in. Exhale, big step back. We'll land in warrior two pose. Take your time to get there. With an inhale, we reverse our warrior. Exhale, half moon pose. Left hand forwards. Right leg lifts. Ooh. You can stay right there. You can also start to bend into your right knee, reaching your hand to the foot. You do not have to do that. But if you have the foot, you can lift that knee up a little higher. Open your hips, stacking them on top of each other here. If you have that, release it gently. Exhale, big step back, warrior two pose. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, hands windmill to the inside of left foot. Start to walk your hands again to a prasarita part two. This time in our prasarita, if you'd like to, you can interlace your hands to your low back and lift your knuckles to the sky. You can also use a towel or a shirt or any other piece of fabric you have laying around to hold on to help maybe get a better range of motion to the shoulders. Nice. If you did choose to take that bind, you can gently release your hands to low back and then let your hands fall back to the earth. From here, we're actually going to move into our hip opener, which is going to be a frog pose. Now, if you took your legs out really, really wide, you might want to bring them just a smidgen closer. We're dropping the knees to the earth, and then we're keeping our heels. Let me turn myself around so you might be able to see better. Drop your heels so that you can flex through your feet. Now from there, you can stay as you are right here. You can start to lower yourself down onto forearms. If you're still craving a little bit more, you can lower onto your chest and reach your arms overhead. Working into your range though, we're not trying to push, we're not forcing, we are accepting what we have. Now this is a pretty intense hip opener, so we won't be here super long. But wherever you are, can you accept that this is the moment that we're in? We don't need to rush through it. We don't need to go back and think of other things right now. We're just here in this pose, giving ourselves the chance to open the hips, a chance to breathe a little deeper. Maybe even trying to soften the hips closer towards the earth. We'll take 2 more rounds of breath here. Now to come out of this, be very careful. Take it one step at a time. So if you're on your chest, lift back to forearms. If you're on forearms, come back to palms. And we'll gently just arrive back into Prasarita. So curl the toes, lift your hips, and walk your hands back. So you're in that wide-legged forward fold one more time. Take an inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, walk your hands to the top of the space, frame your left foot, and step it back. Last chance for a vinyasa if you want it. Otherwise, downward facing dog. Nice. In downward facing dog, go ahead and drop the knees to the mat. Sweep your legs forwards in front of you. As you take your legs forwards in front of you, bring the soles of your feet together, knees out wide, lifting tall through the chest. Great, so now here, try not to use your hands too much. Really encourage yourself to use the core, the spine, to keep yourself lifted. And then even as we hinge forwards, we're not trying to yank ourselves forwards. We're really just encouraging the spine to fall forwards and then to round itself down when you can't go any further. You can even take those hands forwards, letting yourself get a little deeper into our shoulders. If you feel more comfortable with hands to your feet, you can definitely choose to do that as well. As we find this fold, it's really nice to feel the sit bones kind of press firmer down into the mat. This helps to stretch out that low back just a little bit more. And as you're ready, we'll start to lift our way back to a tall spine here. Coming all the way up. Bring your knees back together, feet to the earth, and roll yourself onto your flat back one more time. When you get there, your knees can stay bent. We'll take 2 rounds of bridge pose here. Now, if you do have a block or a pillow or something that you want to support yourself with, you can use that as well for a supported bridge. Otherwise, to prepare for our active bridge, just make sure your feet are walked in close to your hips as comfortably as they can, so then you can lift the tailbone, lift your spine up, landing onto the shoulder blades if you're an active bridge, or again, that pillow, that block if you would like to rest. Here you can also begin to bring your hands underneath you and roll the shoulders under a little bit further. Great for opening up the chest. Now, if you have active bridge, we'll go ahead and start to release. So if you have your hands interlaced, release them and lower yourself all the way down. If you have supported bridge, you can stay here. So we'll take 1 more round of a back bend as we're ready. If you want a supported bridge for this last bridge, you can also choose it. If you would prefer a wheel pose, you can also begin to move into that if it's in your practice today. Otherwise, we'll just press our way up into a bridge pose again. Maybe this time, if you're looking for something just a little bit different, you can start to reach your arms overhead. Readjust your shoulders a little bit there, and if you like that, stay. Maybe you start to lift now your heels away from the earth so you're on your tippy toes. Now see if those hips can really, really lift high as you do that. And now keep that lift of your hips, but drop your heels down. Getting a nice stretch for those hip flexors. If you have the arms overhead, you can even keep them there as you slowly begin to lower yourself back down onto your flat back position. We'll all meet there. And when you arrive, let your knees hug into your chest. Give yourself a little sway from side to side. Excellent. You can go ahead and drop your feet back to the earth again. We'll cross our left leg over the right. So like we're coming into like an eagle pose or a twisted root. So from there, you can bring your arms to a T and just start to let your legs fall over towards the left or towards the right. As you do this, you can turn your gaze to the left. Just a nice gentle twist. We did a lot of twisting today, so this one is really more just to wring out any remaining tension and make our low backs kind of neutralize, come back to a place that feels comfortable. If you dropped your legs, you can start to lift them back up to center. Go ahead and recross your legs, so I believe it's the right leg on top of the left, and let your legs fall to the left. Again, you can turn your gaze so that your gaze is now towards the right as well. Gently beginning to bring your knees back up to center. You can uncross your legs, finding your way to your inversion of choice, and that could be as simple as a waterfall where your legs are extended to the sky. You can also bring a pillow under your hips here. It's a nice restorative variation of waterfall. If you prefer something else today, you can always choose to go there. Even something like a happy baby is a nice choice to make for an inversion. As we take this time in our inversion to sort of shift our focus now, we don't have to worry about breath anymore. We don't have to worry about what our body is capable of doing. We're really just here to enjoy the relief of the practice. And so that inversion is a great chance for you to embrace how your body is feeling now, and really accepting the way it is. There's nothing wrong with having yourself be a little tight, to be a little sore. These are all things that help to make us who we are. And as you're ready, you can slowly start to make your way out of the inversion you've chosen, letting your legs come back to the earth. You can choose a counter pose here, such as if you have fish pose, if you want to do fish pose, or even just simply a happy baby. It's a nice way to sort of let your spine gather towards the mat again, and for it to really let itself lengthen and neutralize. If there are any other remaining poses that you are craving in your practice, this is your chance to take them now. However, if you're feeling ready, you can start to move into our last and our final posture today, which is our Shavasana. A well-deserved Shavasana, so take your time getting there. If you, again, would like any support, pillows are awesome to place under your legs, even under your head. If you have socks and you want to put those on, or a blanket to place over you, take your time to do that now. You have the time to do that to enhance this sensation as much as you can. Otherwise, when you get into that place of stillness, again, we're here to accept. We don't have to worry anymore about what the practice will have for us, how much energy we'll have for the practice, or anything that may be else in your mind, what else is left in your day. Now is your chance to let those all just be. And even if your outside world is a little crazy, maybe you've got kids who are screaming, or pets that are yelping, a TV in the background, Can you let all those things just be there? And it's not about trying to erase them, but really it's just about accepting them and making the best that you can to enhance your sensations. As you take this time, just know that I will guide you out of this posture when it is time. If you have the time and you'd like to stay in this posture, feel free to do so. Otherwise, if you feel ready, you can begin to add some movement again to the body, wiggling the fingers, the toes, gentle sway of your head from side to side. And taking that time then to roll to your right side, fetal position. You can pause here, again, taking this time and embracing it. Knowing that it's not always about trying to shift yourself into being something that's impossible, but rather accepting what is there, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll start to make our way to a seat facing the front of the room. You can go ahead and bring your hands together to touch at heart center as you arrive. We'll close our practice with one final round of breath together. Begin by releasing all existing air out. Take a breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Hands will move from your heart to your third eye center between the eyebrows. And bowing forwards for this practice and the community it gives us, namaste. Thanks all so much for coming, and you all are welcome to unmute yourself and turn your videos on. We can all say hello to each other one more time.